This year's Romsey Show looked like it was going to be quite different from past shows in that it was going to be dry. The Solent Moviemakers film crew set off early at 8:30 and we promptly got stuck in a traffic jam. However, a shortcut later and we were soon eagerly heading towards the gate. Excitedly handing over my £17 and clasping my red ticket as if I'd won entry into the Wonka chocolate factory, I joined Karen, Tony, Graham and Henry and we headed in to spot some Oompa Loompas. Well, sheep, horses and some cows maybe. The first thing we clapped eyes on was a small classic car collection right in front of us. Before Tony could mention the dreaded Gordon Keeble, I managed to steer us away towards the cattle ring before he could mutter those evil words. Henry refused entry on the grounds that he was a dog and might upset the cattle. He, Graham and Karen stayed outside and Tony and I headed into the cattle tent to film a load of old bull, and some cows too. This is where cows and bulls get dressed up in their best and parade their dim-witted owners, trying to win rosettes and prizes of a lifetime in a green field without the fear of being chopped up and ending on some nasty human's dinner table.
Now we're off to see the birds, and the feathered variety we're talking about, Tony.
Well, something I thought I'd never hear myself say, but as pretty as they were, within a few moments I was a bit bored of birds and decided to move on. One of the film group who was hungry demanded fresh donuts, but like a gentleman, I'm not going to say who that was. Sheep were on show here, looking freshly permed and looking their best. Now a bit like Sam in Lord of the Rings who wanted to see elves, I wanted to see shire horses. All I got to see though, however, was old goats. Time was getting on and I'd not even seen one shire horse, not even a whiff of one. Well, maybe that's not strictly true at a country show. There were plenty of whiffs, but none coming from anything I wanted to see. Moving along and into a craft tent, we went and had a peek to see what they were crafting. Not really my cup of tea all this, but to be fair, you have to appreciate the work that some of these people put into this stuff. Shows there's some really clever people out there. Not the burger people though, that's just daylight robbery. After spending 27 quid on 4 burgers and a can of pop, I decided to move on past here before I needed to take out another mortgage or sell a kidney. I spy horses, Tony. There's some at last. Not shire horses, of course, but we were getting warm. Well, maybe not warm, more like a little damp, as once again our British summer can be relied on to deliver us with yet more wet stuff. We ran for cover under the trees and Tony began chatting up a young woman with a horse.
She was bred in Ireland as well.
Yeah? Just be careful, Tony, what you say to a woman who puts a horse between her legs. Good old Tony.
Unbeaten. She's a champion.
Yeah? Alright. Champion of Wonder Horse.
Well, at least he ain't talking about those classic cars made in Eastleigh. Not going to mention their name, it's like mentioning Satan. Karen managed to capture horses and hounds with the GoPro. They look fantastic running together. I'm not keen on watching foxes getting ganged up and murdered, of course. Still no shire horses. Oh well. We passed donkeys though, and I love donkeys. Grey and cute with long ears, reminds me of someone else. No, not Tony or Graham. Henry, of course. We continued to explore the show. I don't know how he does it, but once again Tony had tracked down more birds. This time they were birds of prey. We had a quick chat with the bird handler first, and he had lots to tell us.
Yeah, it's a Barno, European Barno. Yeah,
She is.
He is,
yeah. And how old is he?
He's got to be about 6 or 7 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So he's got. I was saying earlier. Did you watch any displays? Any demonstrations?
No, I didn't. I don't know. Right, I didn't see that. No.
Right, okay. So within the demonstration, he's just flown. That's why we've got him on our fish. He's got a radio transmitter around his leg in case he flew off. It enables us to find him.
Yeah. Right.
He's made up of around 75% feathers. Okay. If you watch my finger, we can actually. Yeah, so 75% feathers. He's a silent flyer, sir. Yeah.
So you can't hear him fly?
You can't hear him fly.
After the chat with the knowledgeable one, we went to view his birds. A beautiful but scary looking red kite, a huge and friendly raven, an eagle owl, and my favourite, the peregrine falcon, were all on show here. These birds are the top of the food chain, thinking nothing of scoffing back rabbits, mice and small children. Even they weren't afraid of Tony and Graham staring at them. Well, maybe that one. Can it be a shire horse? Wow, my first glimpse. Oh no, it's a Suffolk punch, which is what Tony will be getting if he mentions the classic car from Eastleigh again. Sadly though, it wasn't a shire horse, although pretty close. A little further though, and my patience was rewarded. We saw many shire horses. No matter what happens now, my day is almost done. We moved on to watch a farrier competition. I know what you're saying, doesn't sound very exciting, but I can assure you it was pretty interesting. These blokes can hammer out the toughest steel in a matter of moments to resemble horseshoes. Although, judging by that beer belly, maybe there's more time spent down the pub these days. We watched them shape them into shoes using a bellows and furnace, embracing good old-fashioned elbow grease. Almost as hard work as holding a heavy film camera and speaking bollocks all day. Past the traction engine and next to the wood carver. Yep, using nothing but old logs and various petrol saws, this bloke was able to carve out an owl in just moments. Anyway, it was time to leave him alone. I felt we were barking up the wrong tree. Well, that's it from the Romsey Show this year. Thanks for coming along with us and I hope you've enjoyed it. So from me, Karen, Tony, Graham and Henry, ta-da for now.
3, 2, 1, Thunderbirds are go!